Welcome to another edition of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. And I'm your host, Jody Coleman, in the building. Man, and we joined today with my man and my brother, Jerome Lynn, the way from San Antonio, Texas. Man, how you feeling, my guy?
Hey, I'm good, man. You see that 6-game sweep that your Spurs put on Minnesota?
Hey, man, we gonna definitely talk about that, man. But right now, man, we finally starting to see some summer type weather up here in the gonna hit. Check this out, so man, we gonna hit 85, man, 85 degrees here. How y'all looking down there, man, in the south, man?
Bruh, 90. I think today is gonna be 92. So it's a cold front down here, baby. I'll take 92 over 102 any day. But yeah, it's already warm down here.
No doubt, man. No doubt. But we got a great show for everybody today, man. We got NBA playoffs, man. We're gonna get the mega series that everybody been watching since the mid-season tournament game between the Spurs and OKC. We getting the epic series right there. A lot of people are saying this is the NBA Finals. Unfortunately, they're in the same conference, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk how the Spurs disposed of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we'll talk about my man Ant-Man going with 8 minutes left in the game to go congratulate the Spurs. That was crazy work. We also going to talk about Game 7 between the Pistons and the we'll talk about that game and talk about some NFL news as well as some college football news, man. Because college football is right around the corner, man. So we want to talk about it. Not to mention, so Asia Wilson dropped 45 points yesterday, man. We're gonna talk about that as well. I got my nephew in the building, the voice of the youth, Donald, the voice of the youth in the building. Soon, I don't know what's going on. You know how this internet be acting up. Get in there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on. There it is. Donald, the voice of the youth. What's good, Donald?
Chilling. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's good?
I'm chilling, man. Another Saturday.
Man, we about to have a fabulous. My man Minx in the building. We got Kathy in the building. You can't figure out anything. We want to thank our sponsor, Mike Attorney at Law. That's our sponsor. We got. If you got any personal injuries, anything legally related, get with my man Mike. Just call Mike at 937-222-7477. Big shout out to Mike. He is a city here, man. So we're Mike, man, for real. Just call. Game 7 between the Pistons and the Cavaliers, man. What do you think is going to be the key element in that game between the Pistons and Cavs?
Well, honestly, I didn't think it was going to be a Game 7. Jody's halfway right. He said Pistons going to win Game 6 and 7. He's almost there. But I was impressed with the way Detroit went on the road and fought to get this back to a Game 7, so they get back their home court advantage. They only got to win one game to go to the next round. Just play like they did the other day. Everyone show up, do their thing. And I thought Cleveland took Detroit's heart in Game 5, and then turned around. Detroit took Cleveland's heart in Game 6. So I think Detroit will probably go ahead and take advantage and play like a 1 seed in Game 7 tomorrow night. What do you think, Dom?
I think Cleveland's chance was last night.
Donald, what?
My connection's looking off.
Can you hear me, Donald?
Nah, I think he froze up.
Oh, well, so we'll get him back in just a minute. Let me see. He has some technical difficulties. Let me remove him and bring him back in there. Let's see if we got it right there. There's been something going on, like I said. He'll be added shortly. But man, what I'm thinking while we adding Donald back is the Pistons. I told everybody this was going to go 7 games, and I believe the Pistons will win game 7. I just think that once again, James Harden in game 6 and 7, 8 turnovers yesterday. Donovan Mitchell didn't play well. They were at home. That was a closeout game. That was their opportunity to win the series, and they didn't take advantage of it. Donald, what do you think about game 7 between the Cavs and the Pistons? Is he froze again? So
Yeah. He froze up, man.
I think Donald froze again. Well, once we get him, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna get my take on this while we get him together. But yeah, I think that the Pistons, man. I think that guys off the bench that gave them great energy, man. Jenkins gave them extreme energy. The Reed kid, the Paul Reed kid, playing fantastic basketball. He's actually playing better than Jalen Durham. And those two guys combined to give, for them center position, 32 points and I believe 19 rebounds, which that's outplaying Jarrett Allen. Like I said, Evan Mobley. I like Evan Mobley. I just don't think he brings a physicality to the game that can get us to the next level. And once again, I'm gonna put on record, goddamn Eastern Conference don't have a lot of good basketball. Let's just call it what the fuck it is, man. It's not a lot of good basketball in the Eastern Conference, but you got to get the best of the worst, I guess you could say, because everybody's gonna be focusing their attention to the Western Conference. And right now, the New York Knicks, it seems like the Knicks ain't played in 2 months. It feel like the Knicks have been eliminated. What do you feel that?
If I feel that way about the Knicks and the Thunder, I mean, at least the Knicks have played extra games. The Thunder has only played the minimum amount of games to get to the conference finals. It's like it feels like the Thunder had a bye week or something like NFL playoffs and teams get bye weeks. It kind of feels like they've had a bye week because it seems like they've only played a couple of games, but they're in the conference finals. They can't be tired. They probably hadn't even washed their jerseys, Jody. I mean, because they haven't been challenged yet. But we all know that's about to change sooner than later.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna change. And like I said, this game in game 7 is gonna be in Detroit. I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared for either side. I don't think either side. When you look at the Pistons roster, man, you look at Cade Cunningham, who didn't play particularly well, according to him, in the last game. Like I said, you're banking on guys like Duncan Robertson to come in and play good basketball. You're banking on Jenkins to come off the bench and give you good minutes, and you're banking on Tobias Harris to be that 20-point scorer. I just don't know. But when you look at the Cavaliers and the way that Donovan Mitchell shot yesterday, and 8 turnovers by James Harden, 8 turnovers. He had 23 points, but 8 turnovers. That means you got to protect the basketball in postseason, especially in the game 6, the closeout game. What do you think that James Harden can do? Do you trust him in game 7 against the Pistons? So do you trust him?
No, but I think James Harden needs to shock the world. I think he needs to shave his beard before game 7. Come out there and dominate this basketball game, get all these haters off his back. Because he proved in game 5 he can do it in big playoff moments. Just a few days ago, he had a really good game in that game. I think he had 30-plus points in that game when Donovan Mitchell didn't play as well. He can do it. We all know the talent is there. I'm telling you, my man needs to shave his beard before game 7 and come out there and show Detroit how they get down. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it. It's going to be tough, but the talent is there. We all know he can play basketball. That's for damn sure.
We'll definitely see. Kim Mink said game 7, you cannot count on James Harden unless you got 7 strippers. And then Kathy says, does anyone know how to rebound for the Cavs? And then Kimmy said, I really don't know who's going to win tomorrow. It's a toss-up because Cade needs someone else to step up. I know Tobias Harris might not show up. Donald, are you with us now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I was having so many technical difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know. We good, though. We good. Donald, what do you think about this game 7, man? It's going to be in Detroit. Detroit is going to this their second round. They're in another game 7 with a team that they should have, I ain't gonna say easily beat, but we know that they're the number 1 seed. They're supposed to not be going to 7 games with Orlando and now the Cavaliers. What do you think happens in this game 7? And can somehow Cleveland
Because I would call it an upset if Cleveland beat Detroit at home.
I think Cleveland kind of should win it, but I don't think they will win it. I just don't. Donovan Mitchell's too much of a wild card for me right now. He's either playing real good or real bad, and I think that with him being the number one option, you consistently going to that. So I just think that Detroit will win. I think Cleveland's chance was last night, and like Kathy said it. I don't know what's up. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are really good rebounders, but last night, I mean, they are getting bullied on the glass. So I think everything got to go right for Cleveland to win it, but I think at home, Detroit is going to get it done.
Now, Donald, real quick, I'm going to ask the same question I asked. So, do you trust James Harden in Game 7? Do you trust him?
No, we know he's not going to be there. That's why I said Donovan Mitchell. We get dependent on Donovan Mitchell.
And see, I don't trust James Harden in Game 7. Even if listen, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going towards you on this one. Even if James Harden go out and drop 50 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds, and they win the game, you cannot erase the history of him having horrible games in Game 6 and Game 7, closeout games or games where they can win. How many Game 7s has James Harden won? And my thing is, I know there's a lot of pressure. He just doesn't protect the basketball enough for me. He had in one Game 7 a couple years ago, he had 12 turnovers. How the fuck you get 12 turnovers, man? I don't trust him, and I don't trust any of those guys coming off the bench in Detroit for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't trust any of those guys. We talk about the star. We talk about Mitchell. Donald said Mitchell is a wild card. We already know that James Harden, we don't know what kind of James Harden we're going to get. Evan Mobley is not as physical as we want. Jared Allen is not as physical. Why the fuck is Wade starting, Donald? I mean, why the fuck is he starting?
He ain't bad. I mean, he's there what he's there for. Like, he's there to shoot the ball. You got to have some type of just flat out shooting. This is all teams need somebody who can flat out just shoot the ball. I ain't mad about him starting.
Donald, I mean, so why is Wade in the starting line? And we ain't talking about Dwayne Wade. We ain't talking about Dwayne Wade.
He the real D Wade.
But you got a limited amount of players on your roster. Like Donald was saying, you gotta have somebody out there that can shoot the three ball. I guess that's why he's starting. But Jody, you're really not being fair to James Harden, man. I'm gonna get ready to defend this brother. You told us right now on the internet that no matter what he does, we can't forgive him for all the bad Game 7s he's at. You tell him if he carries his Cavaliers team to the finals, that's not good enough for you, Jody. I'm shocked to hear you say this.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. For James Harden to erase his Game 6 and definitely Game 7 woes, he has to win a championship. I think if he doesn't get to it, and I don't care if he gets to the championship, and let's say they win this game, right? And then they sweep the Knicks, and then they go beat San Antonio, Oklahoma City. That's the only way that I would look at James Harden differently. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep it all the way 100 on this show. On Against the Grain Sports, the only way I can look at James Harden different is if that he does it and actually wins a championship. This guy's in like his 17th season. It ain't like this is spring chicken. This dude been in the league quite some time, and we know there's documentation showing that this guy has not been successful in Game 6s and Game 7s. A lot of turnovers, bad shooting. Go ahead, sir.
You do know this guy has like 40-plus 30-point games in the playoffs. I mean, I'm just saying, that's not act like he's garbage. I mean, he's James Harden is a really good basketball player.
And then one of the Game 7s, he didn't play bad against the Warriors. He just played the Warriors. And then the guys he's passing the ball to missed 24 straight shots.
I take James Harden's career over Chris Paul's, that's for sure.
I'm not for sure. That's
no, because Chris Paul literally went to a finals. He went to a finals in Phoenix. Y'all forgot about that?
So did James Harden.
James Harden went to a finals.
James Harden was not leading that team. Huh? He was coming off the bench.
Right, but it's a reason they had to give him a max deal.
Man, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me right now. Y'all said y'all gonna take James. Y'all take Chris Paul. So y'all saying y'all would take James Harden career over Chris Paul. Now
at least he was out there. Chris Paul got hurt in big moments.
My thing is James Harden is a phenomenal regular season player. I mean, if we talk a regular season, we just talked about this. If we talk regular season, James Harden is a top 5 shooting guards in regular season. He's not a top shooting guard. I don't care how many 30-point games, because you can have 30 and 40-point games in games that don't matter. Who remembers those games?
They're playoff games. They're playoff games.
Let me ask you this. When has Chris Paul done anything in the playoffs?
when he played with Phoenix, when they was up 2-0 against Milwaukee in the finals.
Devin Booker was the best player.
He was no. Chris Paul plays the point guard position though. Chris Paul was the one up for the MVP that season. Do y'all forget about that? He was the one up for the MVP that season.
Yeah,
not Devin.
James Harden got one of those.
If you get to take a million fucking shots, you
James Harden got one of those MVPs that Chris Paul
and James Harden got cheated out of another one. Steph Curry's MVP is sitting. I mean, another one of James Harden MVP is sitting at Steph Curry's house, but that's another story.
I like Chris Paul. I'm not saying I don't like him, but I would take James Harden's career over it.
I mean, I would probably take James Harden's career over Chris Paul because they played two different styles of basketball, but Chris Paul had a phenomenal season.
Oh yeah.
Chris Paul actually played fucking defense, and Chris Paul had a little bit more success in the playoffs than James Harden. I would take. Guess what I will do, Donald? I'll take Chris Paul in the game 7 over James Harden in the football.
He would probably pull his hamstring in the first quarter and not finish the game.
You know what's crazy? One of James Harden's losses in game 7 when they played the Warriors, Chris Paul didn't play, so he was hurt. Exactly. You can't
imagine that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's like Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic. They the same. Looking at their careers, they the same.
That's crazy. Key Meeks, I think Harden is due for one game, good game 7. It just might not be this year. He also said, Drill, but how many turnovers did James Harden have in the playoffs? My man Sadiq says, Spurs fan, know the team is special. That's my squad. We'll talk about them in a minute. Key Meeks said James Harden took LeBron's MVP that year, and he said James Harden doesn't deserve the MVP that he had.
Wow.
So he said he shouldn't even have got that MVP.
That man never
Kathy said, I think James Harden is at the time. He said he's collapses in the big moments. What do y'all think? And we don't trust him. I don't trust him. Y'all might trust him. I don't trust James Harden.
I don't trust.
I didn't say I trusted him. I just,
like now I'm not as scared because it's not on him. One thing about game 7s and stuff. Now, when he was a star player, you had to trust him or not. He's not the focal. He's not. Donovan Mitchell's the guy. So therefore, it's not kind of on him. It's on the guy.
Okay. So now we talk about star players, and we know last night the San Antonio Spurs dismantled the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota. But that wasn't the thing that got me where I was, because I'm a Spurs fan. I knew this was going to happen. Remember, so I told you the series should have been a sweep. It should have been a sweep. It should have. I mean, let's be real. Minnesota they had a good run, but they ran into a lot better team in San Antonio. But Soul on Sports, this is what got me. The Timberwolves superstar Anthony Edwards goes to shake hands to the Spurs bench with 8 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that, man? This is a new age of basketball. Talk to me about this situation right here.
It don't bother me, Joe. They took him out of the game because the game was over. They already put their backups in there. Ant-Man been out there on not even one good knee. Both his knees are injured. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But like you said, San Antonio is a much better team than what Minnesota put out there. Look, we all know Ant-Man's a different breed, dude. I mean, this nigga show up with wife beaters on and sunglasses at interviews. He's a different type of guy. So he don't care about what things used to be. And I'm going to wait till the end of the game and shake hands. I'm going to go ahead and show my respect now. I had no problem with it. I mean, it's better than doing what Isaiah Thomas did and just walk off the court. I have no problem with it at all. It didn't bother me.
Okay. Well, Donald, I definitely want to hear your comment on this, your opinion, because you're the voice of the youth. What did you think about Ant-Man with 8 minutes left to go in the game? No, you waved the white flag and said, "Fuck it, we're not gonna win this game." What did you think about him going shaking hands on that bench though? That was crazy.
Once he got taken out of the game, that they had already waved the white flag anyway, so it's over. It's over. I mean, if you go now. I'm trying to think. Did he walk all the way down there to do it, or he was down there?
Yes.
Or
during the timeout.
Or the game over. So if he going, and I'm assuming, did he just get up after the game and just walk through the like I'm gone? It's in walk to the locker room. But I don't have like a problem with it. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it, and it's like everybody wants these guys to be like angry, like everybody game face, mean. I'm angry. Hey, what are you talking about? I tried my hardest to win the game. We lost. It's over. I'm happy. I got all this stuff in my real life. Is only basketball. So a lot of people want them to be that make you extra competitive. Like you're not that competitive if you do certain stuff in the game. No, I'm trying to win the game, but it's no sense in me putting on this act like I'm all angry and diehard sports. No, man, it's real life. The game is over. I lost.
I'm kind of mixed with this one. I'm not going against the grain. To me personally, man, it looked like it was a selfish act because he made it about him, in my opinion. Like, what? First of all, I'm a Spurs. I'm like, nigga, get off my bench. The game ain't over. We still talking, man. Don't come over to our bench. I'm cool. We can. That's what the end of the game is for, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he went and shook everybody's hand, coaches, equipment managers, players. You know how long that took? There's only so many minutes in a timeout. And I understand the game is over, but you can't leave your bench without your other players and come shake everybody's hand. I personally didn't like it per se. I think that's what the end of the game is for. I didn't per se like it. That didn't mean he was wrong or right. I didn't like it because I'm like, first of all, we seen comebacks. I didn't see somebody. Matter of fact, in the same game, the Minnesota Timberwolves was down by 29 points. They cut the lead to like 8 in like 2 or 3 minutes. So if I'm Minnesota, I'm playing my starters until at least 3 minutes left in the game. I mean, what else I got to play for?
That ain't what they did though. They took everyone out at 8 minutes. They took
I
them
know.
Out. So they waved the white flag. We down 30, dog. This shit's a wrap.
I just said in the same game, they came and cut the lead to fucking 8. They were down 29 in the second quarter, and they came back.
Well, if the coach gives up and takes us out of the game, what am I supposed to do? The coach tells me, hey, check out. And you putting in 10 Bronny Jameses out there. I'm sorry, Bronny. You putting 10 Bronny Jameses out there. We know right now it's a G League game. So you put players out there that probably had to go find their sneakers because they didn't think they were going to be playing. That go out there, man. This right now we're watching the scrimmage. It's over. I had no problem with it.
But the game is over. But that don't mean you go shake the other team's hand.
And Joe, there's never a bad time to show respect. We show respect to the Spurs. Come on, bro.
And it is about him.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing is, like today, when everybody get up, it's like they got eliminated. They don't say that. They ain't gonna say nothing about no other body on the team. Anthony Edwards didn't make that the second round. Nobody even care about nobody else. So it is about him.
And Donald, I'm okay with him not making it out the second round because he's been to the Western Conference Final 2 years in a row. So I'm okay with that. He ain't doing the Joker shit. I mean,
he needs some help, that's for sure.
So let me ask you what's better: 2 conference finals or 1 championship and nothing?
I mean, 1 championship for sure. one championship for sure. That's a no-brainer. But what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I like Ant-Man. I think he's been a fantastic ball player. But it's the end of the game for a minute. And then it's like you came and it's 8 minutes to go. You come shaking everybody's hand. I understand the game is over. I understand it. But it's just, I don't know, man. I didn't like it. I think it was a spectacle. I think that it was, now we're not even talking about Minnesota getting blown out by 30. We talking about Ant-Man not shaking people's hand.
And that's
we did shake their hands.
What made him do it at that point? Like, I might just get up here and shake their hands now because I'm out of
here. He's a different cat, dude. I sound old when I say that. He's a different dude. He's a different breed. I think he is. He also, I don't know. I had no problem. It didn't bother me that much, man. I like Ant-Man, and I mean, it was during the timeout. I mean, it's not like Spurs over there drawing up a play for Wemby to score some more buckets. The game was over. It was during the time. I didn't have a problem with it. It didn't really bother me.
I dig it. Kathy said, Jody, I totally agreed. That was disrespectful. King Mink said, Jody, the whole team gave up, including the water boy and the guy at the end of the bench. And then Kathy said, shaking hands can wait to the end of the game. Yeah, it can wait to the end of the game.
Man. Hey, we act like he did a Kanye West when old girl was getting a Grammy, and he stopped the game and hey, hold on, I got something to say. Come on, bro. It was during the timeout. Come on, it's not that big a time.
I dig it. But now let's talk about, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, I believe this is the championship game, and I don't want to disrespect the Knicks, Cavaliers, or the Pistons at this point, but this is what everybody was wanting to see and will see. We know that Oklahoma City was 1-4 against the Spurs this season, but they haven't played in about 3 months because all their games was kind of within 6 weeks and shit. Donald, what do you think about this game 1 in the Western Conference Finals between 2 very, very young organizations? And I think both of these organizations are ahead of schedule because I think OKC was ahead of schedule too. and we know San Antonio is ahead of schedule. What do you think about this colossal series that we're about to witness?
I don't think it's gonna be as competitive as we think. I honestly think OKC is gonna put it on. Now, this is a big if. If Jalen Williams is out there game 1 for the whole series, I think OKC is gonna beat them by 4-1.
Because he's healthy. He's
If-
healthy. He will
if-
be playing in this series.
if Jalen Williams play the whole series, I think OKC is gonna, and not because they that much better than them. I just think that year of experience, because the talent levels is there, but I just think that year of experience, and I think them beating them in the regular season like that, I think OKC is gonna beat them 4-1 this year, but I think I'm beating them by 4-1 this year. But it's not because the Spurs are bad. Just that year of experience and them beating up on them in the regular season, and I think J-Dub is that good too. But I'm gonna tell you who I do think is that good is Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
He got real moves.
I tell you, I've been saying that, right, Joe?
Dylan Harper cold, but I think OKC's gonna beat him, but I don't think it's because the Spurs are not that good. I just think that year of experience, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna get to him. But I do think it's a rivalry for a couple years to come.
Spurs, Saul was talking about Dylan Harper, talking about, I said we went person for person. He said that Dylan Harper was the third best player in this series. And I think Stephen Castle has something to say about that. That dude is an absolute, complete, utter dog.
He's good too.
Let me see, Wemby. Because I'm gonna be honest, this might sound crazy. I think Wemby the best player I ever seen. Listen, first of all,
he said the best player. Now I think Wemby is the best defense. I think he's the best defensive player that probably ever walked earth. There's no doubt.
For sure. That's a no ifs, ands, what's about it. But my thing is he's 7'4". He can dribble, shoot three, and I'm looking at the finishes. They talking about his post moves ain't all the way there yet. I'm looking at his post move. They just throw the ball by the rim. He just jump and spin and lay the ball up. You don't have to move. I said, hey, I say in 2 years when he figures out how everything about the game, certain things you got to learn being young. I think Wemby will be the best. He's like the best player. Now I ain't gonna say the greatest.
I think that nigga already figured it out.
I'm telling you, dude. This is different. He like the best player. The stuff he be doing is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. King Mink said he got OKC in game 1. He said the playoffs are different. We're going to see what the Spurs are built like now. And then Kathy said, I'll be shocked if the series goes 6. So talk to me about this one, man, between the Spurs and OKC, man. Donald's saying it won't be as competitive as we think. What do you think?
Going into the playoffs, I was just like Donald. I'm thinking Spurs don't have the playoff experience. They're kind of like the Thunder was a couple of years ago. But going on the road, an inexperienced team, they took on the road and embarrassing a playoff-heavy basketball team like they did last night. I'm impressed. I don't think this experience is going to make that much difference in this series. They have a lot of young players, but they seem older than what they really are. I'm very impressed by what I've seen from the Spurs. So I'm probably going to pick Oklahoma City to win game 1 in probably this series, but it's not going to be easy. Oklahoma City hasn't played anybody yet to the level of what the Spurs and Dylan Harper puts on the court. So I'm definitely going to probably pick Oklahoma City to win this series, but it ain't going to be no cakewalk. That's for damn sure.
Dylan Harper, hey. What did he say? He was Debo ass and he cold.
Hey, listen.
Harper cold.
Hey, not so fast. I'm going against the grain. I'm going Spurs, and I'm not going Spurs because I'm a Spurs fan. This is why I'm going Spurs. I think game 1 is going to belong to Oklahoma City, but I think game 2 is going to belong to the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are going to win one of those games in Oklahoma City, and that's going to give the Spurs home court advantage. I don't think either one of these teams give a fuck about home court advantage. I think both of them play well at home. They play well on the road. Now, we talk about the youth of the San Antonio Spurs, and Donald said, well, Oklahoma City has a year experience. They went and won a championship. But I think this is a situation Wemby needs to win now because we don't know if his health is going to hold up. We can't keep thinking he's going to be great in 5 years. We can't think he's going to be great in 10 years because we've seen, and I always go to this, but it's football, not basketball. Remember when Dan Marino went to the finals he went to the Super Bowl in his second year. He never made it back. Joe Burrow's been in the Super Bowl in his second year. He hasn't made it back yet. He still has an opportunity to go. NBA, you don't get a lot of opportunities to go to the finals. We thought when AI went to the finals that we was going to see AI in the finals several times. No, he went to the finals one time. So let's not take this for granted. We got to understand that Wemby has to seize the moment and fuck what the youth is saying, fuck them being ahead of schedule. And you got guys like Castle who won a championship in college. That's rare. You don't see a lot of guys having championships in college. You got De'Aaron Fox, who had a lot of playoff experience. Well, not a lot, but he got the playoff experience playing against the Golden State Warriors when the Golden State Warriors beat him when he was in Sacramento. You got guys like Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's daddy got 5 chips. You know what I'm saying? So he's seen basketball his whole life and understood what his dad is telling him. Ron Harper, one of the most underrated winners of all time. So when you're looking at your top 3 players, Castle, Fox, and of course Wemby, those guys are like, look, Wemby been playing professional basketball for 7-8 years now. He didn't just get to the NBA and start playing professional. He's been playing professional like Tony Parker. That's why Tony Parker, when he came over, he had been playing professional basketball for several years. He understood the moment. And I think Wemby, not knowing better is the best thing. And that's why I think they can upset them, because let me tell y'all why. Real quick. Everybody keep talking about how SGA is getting those rules. But did y'all see when Wemby in the last 2 games, they did not get physical with Wemby? Did y'all realize Minnesota did not get physical with Wemby after he was back those 2 games he didn't get suspended? I think that was a major, major part. And I don't think Oklahoma is going to be able to be as physical with Wemby. So I think Wemby's going to go to the line as many times as SGA. What do you think about that, Donald?
Yeah, I think he go to the line. I'm not really kind of worried about Wemby, because I'm the type of person that he's going to do what he's going to do. So there's no sense in me putting all my eggs in that basket to try to stop him.
Turn your mic off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There you go.
I said I don't really worry about like Wemby and players like that, because I don't like the idea of trying to stop a guy who's going to get theirs regardless. So if Wemby go get his 30, cool. I think you got to try to be aggressive with the other players, but they not no slouches on the perimeter either. So it's just a collision. It's a collision. But SGA is not the only guy to shoot a bunch of free throws. I was just watching something on how everybody is it's like predicated on now, so manipulating the rules of the game. So it's a lot of guys doing it. It may not be one guy, but it might be 3 or 4 different guys on the roster doing it. So, but I think Wemby's gonna get his regardless, though, for sure.
No doubt. King Mink said, but the question is, will Wemby elbow anybody in this series? And then he said he thinks it's going 6. So what do you think about that? Do you see that the last 2 games that Wemby was back from suspension, they blew him out in both games, and it was there was no physicality when it came to Wemby. Do you think that that's going to play a part in this series of OKC? Do you think that OKC will be able to be physical with Wemby in this series?
Well, if that's the only thing teams can go to, like Donald saying, he might be the best player people have ever seen. So I can't guard him straight up because he's quicker than me. He can shoot threes, dribble, do everything. So I have to be physical, unless you're Chet. Him and Chet weigh about 180 pounds, soaking wet. So he's the only one that can't be physical with him. But if you Hardenstein or Dort, you know how Dort plays. They have to be physical with him if they want to get him out of his game. But people forget about the Spurs. They have a very deep roster, man. People talk about Wemby. I know he's box office. Everyone wants to talk about this guy, but he has a lot of help on that team. I mean, they got outstanding 3-point shooting. They got perimeter defense out of this world. So SGA, he's going to have to really struggle to get his points in this series. But I got Oklahoma City winning, man, but I'm not very confident in that pick.
Yeah, like I said, I like San Antonio. I think the physicality in this series, I think, is going to be interesting to see. Can Stephon Castle play physical with SGA on the perimeter? Or are they going to let Chet and Wemby play? Both of those guys, get them both opportunities to play. So I'm extremely interested in seeing that. I'm just very interested in seeing how that's going to play out. Both teams have outstanding perimeter players. Both teams have outstanding chemistry. That's one thing I think everybody is really not taking into consideration. Both of these teams having great chemistry. 2 younger teams, but they both seem to enjoy being around each other, especially OKC doing interviews together. It's like when one guy's interviewing, it's like everybody's interviewing. So I can't wait to see this series play out because of both teams are equally matched, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and it was only separated by a couple games during the regular season anyway. And we do know that San Antonio won the series 4-1. But we're going to see in game 1. Keeping it moving, man. We're going to go and we're going to talk a little WNBA if we could. Yesterday, Asia Wilson shows you why she's the best player in the WNBA. Dropping 45 points in a 101-94 victory over the Suns. So what do you think about that? Asia Wilson reminding everybody on a consistent basis how good she really is.
Oh, she's legit, man. She's easily the best player in the WNBA. I know everybody wants to give it to Caitlin Clark, but Asia is holding on to that title. But I'm pretty sure her and Bam probably told her, look, baby, that's cool, but that's half of what I got. He said, that's cool, baby. You got the 40-something. I had 80-something. You know, it is what it is, but she's dominant, man. Like I said, she's the best player in the women's league by far. No one else even close in my eyes.
No doubt. Donald, what did you see when you saw Asia Wilson across the screen drop 45 points in a game where she almost had more than half the points for the Vegas Aces? What do you think is about that 45-point performance?
She's just flat out better than them girls. Like I don't know if she played Bam 1-on-1 and then it just becomes easy.
They play some 1-on-1. Yeah, they do play 1-on-1.
But nah, she just flat out better than them. Like she's the best player head, and she just comes out and performs all the time. That's one thing I said about her. She is the best player, and just another dominant performance by the best player.
Yeah, I think that Bam is definitely helping her with some post moves, so to speak. The only thing that I got with Asia is I think she's gonna play fantastic this year and win the MVP again, because I can see her having a baby really soon. I can really see her at some point getting pregnant, and then she's gonna have to probably sit out. So I think she's gonna ball hard. This ain't gonna be the only 40-point game she got this year. I think she's gonna have several 40-point games, because I think she realized I'm probably gonna get pregnant, because she's probably gonna marry Bam. I think and they're gonna have a cyborg of a kid. That mug is gonna be, he or she is gonna be a phenomenal athlete. Probably can play the flute too. I don't know, because they have a lot of talents, but I think Asia Wilson is going to win the MVP again. I think she's going to have multiple 40-point games. 45 points, man. They earning that. She's the highest paid player in the WNBA, and that's for a reason, man, because she can really play the game of basketball. And I'm really excited to see what the WNBA can do, and see if we can get some other players like Paige Buckets, AC Fudge. She was the number one pick. We already know we got Caitlin Clark. We already got the let's see what Angel Reese can do down there in Atlanta. I'm really excited about this season, because the WNBA got some really good players, man.
Is that a form of nepotism?
You say what?
Is that a form of like you got to draft my girlfriend?
Well, we knew she was the best player in basketball, though.
Okay. What about Alyssa Thomas and Dewanna Bonner? Every team she go to, she just make sure she come along. Like,
hey, listen, man. Sometimes it's about who you know, right?
Now, if it start happening in the NBA, we got a problem.
Now,
Donald, let's let them live their life, man. If Kevin Durant and Wemby want to hook up, that's none of our business, right?
Hey, Kathy says she'd rather watch paint dry than watch the WNBA. I think the WNBA is a little bit more exciting. I'm not gonna put them like that. I really believe the WNBA has really, with the new contract, the new TV deals. I mean, they're having a lot of competitive games, man. There's a lot of games worth watching, and I think that a lot of players are starting to emerge. I'm enjoying the WNBA. I like what they did. But we got to change gears, man. That was our NBA and WNBA segment, but we're going to change gears, and we're going to go to the NFL. And the NFL is brought to you by, of course, our sponsor, Michael Wright, attorney at law. We want to go ahead and give him a big shout out once again, because he's paying the bills around here, man. If you got a wrongful death, a personal injury, or anything legally related, get with Mike. Just call Mike, 937-222-7477. And I don't care where you are in America, give him a call, because he'll be able to help you out, no doubt, for sure, not just in the Dayton area. But we're going to talk NFL for a minute. So, man, in the NFL, all the schedules have been out. So what was more appealing when you saw the schedule? You could be your team or any other team. What was appealing about these NFL schedules that was released on Thursday?
What I did or didn't like?
What you did like? We're gonna go with likes first.
Oh, I like the matchups they have on the holidays are pretty cool. I like the Dallas Philly game on Thanksgiving. You know, Dallas always gonna play at home on Thanksgiving. I think that's a pretty interesting matchup. And I also think on Thanksgiving, tell me if I'm wrong, Donald, I think that Detroit's playing Green Bay or Chicago on Thanksgiving.
Chicago.
Yeah, that's another good matchup. I like when they have good teams playing against good teams on those holidays. I mean, if I'm gonna have to be spending time away from my family, I can watch a good matchup. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, Donald, what did you like about the release of the schedule?
I don't like our schedule. I mean, we're gonna be pretty bad, but whatever. But no, what I like about the release of the schedule, like Soul said, you got a lot of big games on big days. Like now, that's now because you never know who's playing or who's not at that point. I remember one time on the show last year, we were saying how who played quarterback on Thanksgiving. It was two quarterbacks, but you can't say that until the season goes.
Yeah.
But like Soul said, you got big matchups in prime time, and then you got on the holidays. Like you want to watch some competitive games on the holidays. So I think like basically same thing Soul said.
You know what I like about the season is they backlog the games. Now we're going potentially how good some of these backlogs going to be. They went it and made it where Kansas City, which I think Patrick Mahomes will be 100% healthy going down the stretch. So he got a 5-game stretch down the end of the season against a lot of good teams. I like how they did that with a lot of the playoff teams from a year ago. They backlogged the schedule, so it won't be so many games that we're disinterested in when it comes to the end of the season. So I think the NFL schedulers are understanding the beginning of the season, everybody's going to watch. So you don't have to put the marquee matchup games early on in the season. Everybody's going to watch the first 3 to 4 weeks before you start saying, okay, I'm ready for basketball season. So I think that I think the schedulers are understanding like, okay, all we got to do is put all the good games or potentially the good games at the end of the season, and we keep the interest of the whole fan base of the NFL. And we know people going to watch football. I don't care if it's on Pluto. So I like what they did by putting some of the easier matchups, not so many of the marquee matchups early on in the season. And they made them more towards the end of the season. So when we talking about playoff races and playoff positioning, I think that's going to be very key. And I like what the NFL did with that.
I got a question. I wonder how do they determine that? Like who? I know the schedules is you play two divisions. I know how they find the teams out. Now the timing of who plays what when. Because my thing is, don't schedule me in Kansas City in week 14. Schedule me in week 1 or 2.
What do you mean?
If you know, like Patrick Mahomes might not be there, I wonder how they do the timing of who plays what when where.
But wouldn't you like as a competitor, when you want to play against Patrick Mahomes, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best?
No, I want to win the most amount of games to get the highest seed in the playoffs.
Nah, but that's the thing. You got to beat him at some point. Kathy said, just got news. Tomlin will be back in week 13. What's going on? I didn't hear anything about that. Did you hear anything about that?
Who?
Tomlinson?
Who's Tomlinson?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kathy, let me know what you're talking about with Tomlinson. So now, what is it that you didn't like about this schedule release? What didn't you like?
I don't like the greediness of the NFL. We all love football. We're going to watch it, but I think there's too many games on too many days. I mean, bro, they got a game on the day before Thanksgiving. What the fuck? Come on. I mean, come on, man. I think there's too many games on I think it's a game on every day this year except for like Tuesday. I think other than that, there's football games on. I think there's too much of that. That's what I think. But when you're Amazon, you can just take over the world, and that's what NFL's done. That's why all other sports should just fucking not even start till December. Now I've been saying about the NBA, don't even start your season to Christmas because no one's watching anyway until after football is over, and then a random Wednesday where the NBA could have a doubleheader. Oh no, the NFL is on Amazon Prime. Everyone's watching that. So I think it's the greed of the NFL. That's the part I don't like.
Donald, what did you like when the schedule was released? What didn't you like?
That was my same exact thing. I said football on Wednesday.
Yeah, bro, come on.
The thing is, they don't make no sense. And I think the greed and the money, greed kills everything. And I really think that the more days you have it on, and the less, because I think it's gonna water the NFL down, and I think it's making it worse because you're trying to do something every day. Part of the NFL was the eagerness of, I can't wait to be off on Sunday, be able to watch the game, sit back. Now I gotta wait. There's a thing, you know how your team lose and you be mad all week? You might play on Wednesday now, and it's all right. I don't think that, and then I think like for like health reasons and stuff, I know they're gonna spread it out to where they can, make it to where guys not playing Sunday and Wednesday. But it's like you got Wednesday, Friday, like this is just it's out of control. And I do think that the more they try to take over, less is more. Less is more. And I think the beauty of the NFL, you had Sunday, and then you had a Monday night game that was special. Now, with every day of the week, it's watering the game down. You already
I,
add extra games.
I agree. I don't even like Thursday night games, honestly.
What I don't like is these international fucking games. Who gives a fuck if people watching football in Australia or Europe? Like, come on, I'm no disrespect to other people in the world, but that's what you got satellite TV for. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're doing, you're taking teams like Jacksonville, who they've been trying to get out of Jacksonville since they've been in existence. And if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan who has a number one pick at the quarterback position, got Travis Hunter, guys that I want to watch play football, I am not traveling to motherfucking Europe or Australia or China, wherever the fuck the games are. I'm not traveling there to go see this game. And then on top of that, Jacksonville is a nice place to play, even in October, November, and December. You're going to get some good weather. So you losing a home game to go play out of the country, I think the NFL needs to stop that. People are going to watch the NFL. It's already the most conglomerate of any sport in all professional four sports. And now you're trying to go to other countries. You can't have any home-based teams. Now, if you want to start a league over again in Europe, you want to start a league in Australia, but to actually have NFL players have to go over there, I don't like it, because if guys are injured, they don't take the trip. I don't think that's good. To even if you're injured, you want that guy to go with you on that team. But if the guy got a knee injury, he don't want to take a 15-hour flight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think that the NFL, y'all talk about greed. That is greed. God damn it, just play in the United States. Quit taking away home games and away from the American fan. If those guys, no disrespect to anywhere in the world, if y'all want to watch it, then y'all bring y'all ass to America and watch it then.
Here's an idea, Jody. I know the toothpaste is already out of the tube. They can't change it. Probably not. What if they put this preseason games on in other countries and save the regular season game for us? I'm just saying. I mean, maybe if they want to have international games, put some fucking preseason games over there and then bring regular season game back to the States.
But so okay, real quick, Donald, before I'm gonna let you get in there. The reason why I don't like that, if somebody get hurt in those other countries, what doctors are who's looking at these guys, and if they get hurt, when are they coming back to the United States to join their team? Because a lot of times you can't come over here if you got an ankle injury or if you had surgery. You got to wait over in these countries. I think people are just looking at the money aspect. We got to look at the camaraderie, the injuries, the travel time, being away from your family. Donald, what you got to say?
What I was going to say is we're trying to go to all these other countries, and a lot of these other countries are not really fond of the USA and our president anyways. I think it's a safety thing also. We're trying to I think you got to look at, like you said, you got to look at way more than the money. You're going over there to play, and then it makes it, you ever get up in the morning and you see a game on, damn, I forgot they was playing, because they're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, Donald, that's a lot of times when people were at church. So now you're taking the element of them able to go to church, either go to church or watch a football game. You see what I'm saying? Because you just said, like, I remember Cleveland played Minnesota, and I was like, oh, shit. Because I didn't get off work until 6 in the morning, so I had to set my clock to watch the Cleveland Brown game, play Minnesota. We lost. But I had to set my clock to watch this game when normally if they play at 1 o'clock, I'm okay, or 4:30 or 8 o'clock. I don't like the international game. I don't like what the commissioner's doing. Y'all make enough money. And like we said on the show, Donald, we said it, and I'm going to say it again. If y'all going to do this, then why the players don't have guaranteed contracts? Now, if you put guaranteed contracts for these players, then I wouldn't give a fuck about them going to play international. What do you think about that, Donald?
Oh, no, I totally agree with it. I'm all for them having, and I feel like NFL should have guaranteed contracts before anybody, because it's the most harmful to your body and stuff anyway. They don't even give them insurance for for a long amount of time. At least the NBA got guaranteed contracts and lifelong insurance if you play a certain amount of time. But yeah, what I was gonna say is, and about them playing every day, you don't even have a whole fleet of games on Sunday like you're supposed to, like you had. You get the ton. You got an option of watching 10, 11, 12 games. Now they all play during the week. You might have, you only got 5, 6, 7 games on Sunday now.
I'm gonna go to you, so I'm gonna change gears a little bit. We still talking about the schedule. There's only 2 teams in the NFL that does not have primetime games. One of them being the Jets, and the other one's being the Titans. How do you feel about everybody else in the league? I think everybody should have one primetime game. What did you feel about the NFL leaving out the Jets and the Titans for primetime games?
Well, get better players. You get better players and start winning some football games, and then possibly they'll put you put you in prime time. But if they win, if one of these teams surprise us, they might flex one of their games to a prime time game. Like that, they have that option now in the NFL.
That's crazy. Real quick, Kathy said Australia jet lag is going to be hell. Yes, because that's you going all the way around the world. And then Key Ming said, Jody, just tell the NFL to bring back NFL Europe. That's what I'm saying. They bring back NFL Europe. I'm okay with that. Donald, what do you feel about that? Two teams that has the number one selection of last year, and you would think if you got Cam Ward, you thinking that they're going to be a better product this year with the Titans, but then you leave them out off of primetime games and you leave the Jets. I don't blame you for leaving the Jets, but even Arizona got a fucking primetime game.
And this is my thing. I do think Cam Ward being a you need Cam Ward to get pub. He's the number one pick promoting. He may be the face of the league. One number one pick. You got a lot invested in. The Jets is amazing every time I have a primetime game. You're in New York City with like the biggest market and you can't get on primetime. That is the craziest thing in the world to me. That means y'all are actual trash.
Unadulterated trash. What's up to my man Eagles Philly in the building? He said, good morning, good brothers. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed. That's our God all the way from Philadelphia, PA. King Mink said, don't worry. We'll have 18 games come. The Jets and the Titans will be on TV. Then just might be on Tubi.
hey, Jody, but the difference is the NFL and the NBA. The NBA is going to put big markets on TV, whether they're good or not. The Lakers always had Christmas Day games, even when they were shitty, but the NFL don't roll like that. The Minnesota and Buffalo, this is going to be a great game. We'll put them on because they're good teams. In the NBA, they just, because you're a big market, they'll put you on. The Knicks been on Christmas Day forever, and they've been terrible.
That's true. Now, my thing with not having them on, I'm really disappointed in the NFL not having the year before number one pick in the draft. I'm really surprised that you wouldn't try to focus more on Cam Ward and let America see what Cam Ward can do. He was the number one pick in the draft. So them not having a primetime game, it bothers me. I'm definitely in agreement with Donald. You're the Jets. We think the Jets are trash, but the Jets are still going to sell out stadiums. So for them not to have a primetime game, the fucking Dolphins got the Arizona Cardinals got a primetime game. But this is what's funny. Here go my girl, Tasha. Tasha sees the NFL is greedy. Hey, y'all want to see another fun fact that's hilarious? Do you know Arizona Cardinals are the underdog in all 17 games this season? Well, they are projected underdogs in every game. So they're projecting the Arizona Cardinals to go 0-17. Donald, what do you think about that? A team that's projected by Vegas to lose every fucking game. Is it a possibility Arizona could go winless?
Oh, I've seen it. You seen it before?
Hey, listen, man. You ain't about to do that. That's some fucked up shit you just did.
I was gonna say Detroit, but Donald's going there. But okay.
No, it's possible, especially because the thing is, if they the underdog in every game, that mean that the AFC division in their own division, that mean they got a kind of tough schedule also. So they got to find a game. They better hope they play like the Jets somewhere down. They got to find a game they can win. Or I'm gonna give you a game. If the last game of the season, if the other team already clinched,
and they're probably gonna play a divisional game. So they normally play a division. So that means, let's say the Rams or Seattle or the 49ers have already clinched.
And they can't beat none of them teams for real.
And they haven't. They haven't been beating any of these teams in the last 4 to 5 years. Kathy said, got a story for you. A woman went to see some country for Bob job and got it done. And then on the way back, her breast bust. Boob job, I'm sorry. Bust on the flight. Oh, true story. From 100 ways to die. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Tasha said they're behind the curve from the jump. The NFC West is stacked. Probably the best division in football.
Shout out to the ladies. Look here. Don't get these fake titties because you think us men like them. We don't care about that stuff. Natural is okay with me.
And if you're back, we don't want your back all fucked up with them big ass.
We don't care about the balloons.
Hey, so they need a backiotomy and shit. Yo, hey, so what do you think about that? The Arizona Cardinals are fucking underdogs in every fucking game this season, man. What did you think about that when you heard that?
Well, I mean, we're talking what 3 or 4 months before the season starts, and how they gonna have them underdogs already? I'm pretty sure they'll win a few games. I mean, we thought last year at this time we thought the Saints were gonna be 0-20 counting the preseason, but they won 5 or 6 games. So I'm pretty sure Arizona, they do have Jeremiah Love. He's gonna have him a 200-yard rushing game. They'll get them a couple victories this year.
Hold on, so is believing in Carson Beck? Are you believing in Carson Beck?
No, Jacoby Brissett.
He ain't even signed. He talking about he want more money.
He gonna get his money. Jacoby Brissett, baby.
I think they win. I think no team is gonna go without a win. My last team to see done it was my Browns. Oh my God, we went 1-31 over a 2-year span before we got Baker Mayfield. That's why I always give Baker Mayfield a lot of props, because Baker Mayfield took a team that was 1-31. You know how hard it is to change a culture and actually come and win a playoff game in 2 to 3 years. So I know people will be like, y'all be shitting on Baker. No, I'm always going to say Baker holds a special place in my heart. And then he beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Come on, bro. I don't care what Baker ever did any other game the rest of his career. He's always going to have a special place in my heart by beating the Steelers, making Ben Roethlisberger retire. Did I say that right?
No. Yeah, you talking about Mystical or Big Ben? Which one we talking about?
Hey, take the ass. Watch yourself.
Big
Mystical,
Ben,
wild,
Mystical
wild boy.
Mystical got a lot in common, bro.
How you get out of one and go do it again?
He did it 3 times. This is his 3rd time. 3 times. He's going to jail for break 3 fucking times.
He just like prison.
But last thing before we get on, I'm gonna go to you, Donald. You first. We talk about the schedule. What do you feel about all these different platforms like Netflix, regular TV Prime, all these different outlets having games where you if you don't have a Netflix account or a Peacock, if you ain't on the cock, sometimes you don't want to be on the cock. What do you feel about that?
I hate it. Just another form of greed, because you got to say even if I pay for cable, that don't even matter. Now I got to pay for 4 or 5 different avenues to watch the game. It's just a lot, and it's just greed, and it's just I just don't like it. It's just taking the purity out of a lot of stuff. I hate it. Like, you can't even find a game, even with the NBA. You can't. Sometimes you can't find a game. You gotta have Prime. You gotta have this. You gotta have that. I don't know. I just think it's a lot, man. I know the TV money is how they getting paid, and that's how it is. It's just, but usually with more money involved and stuff, it makes the product worse a lot of times.
True. So I know you complained about this on your final take several times. What do you think about them continuing to put it on different platforms, NFL games?
I don't like it, like Donald said, but it's they're open for business. All these professional sports are. We never thought we'd see a day when these professional teams would have logos from businesses on their uniforms. But this is NASCAR shit. It is what it is. I don't like it either, but just to get used to it. This is gonna be a norm. I mean, I'll probably say within the next 5 years, the Super Bowl probably gonna be on Amazon Prime. I'm assuming that's gonna happen sooner or later. We don't like it, but I guess we just have to adjust to it like everything else in life.
Kathy said big man and Pelton sitting on the bench crying with one of the best memories I've ever seen. Yeah, he was crying on the bench, and that was his last game. King Meek said the Steelers will not be good this year, and he said Mystical just a dumbass. We already seen the Super Bowl on Tubi. Yeah, just a couple years ago when Kansas City Chiefs had played the Philadelphia Eagles, it was on Tubi. But yeah, it was on Tubi.
Oh,
yeah, I watched it at work on Tubi. I can say it now because I'm a business owner. I don't give a shit. Yes, I was watching football on the clock. Fuck y'all.
Hey, who was quarterback for Kansas City on Tubi? Was it Patrick Mahomes or that guy from the Saints that Ray talked about? What's his brother?
And Shamari Moore was the quarterback for the Eagles.
they had them Tyler Perry wigs on.
Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, man. Actually, it's crazy because when you look at it on we only get an hour on IG evidently because they went ahead and cut the feed. But that's all good. But last but not least, man, the NFL has granted ESPN with the Super Bowl. We talk about it being on different platforms. That's different too, because if you have to have cable to watch it on ESPN. So Donald, what do you feel about that? The NFL granting the Super Bowl once again, not a regular channel, channel 2, channel 7, channel 22, which in different areas was it Fox, NBC or ABC or CBS. So, Donald, what do you feel about that? The ESPN will have the Super Bowl.
I don't agree with it. Like you said, it's people who want to. There's some people who don't watch football all year until the Super Bowl. They might not have cable or nothing. It's just, I think you're just taking things away from people who are not able to have certain stuff. And I don't like that. And then the Super Bowl is something that it brings families together. It brings people together who don't even kind of care about the game sometimes. So now to say, hey, just think, if I can't afford to have nothing in my house the whole year, I say, oh, I can afford some little food for the Super Bowl. Now I can't even have a gathering in my house if I can't afford cable.
Wow, that's very true.
I just don't. I don't know. I just don't like it, man. I mean, just far as, and then this is the thing. When the views and the Super Bowl views are gonna be up, but the thing is, the NBA lost views. The NFL are gonna lose views. They're not losing the actual viewers. It's just a lot of people streaming them on illegal apps because you got to pay for it. So a lot of those people, you might have 1 million people viewing it on whatever it is, crack streams or streamies, whatever a person on. Those numbers don't go to the TV ratings. So a lot of times it reflects the ratings being down because people are forced to use different avenues to watch the game because they can't pay for it.
Yeah, remember they had the game on YouTube TV, Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers last year. So what do you think about the Super Bowl being granted to ESPN this year?
Well, ESPN, Disney, and ABC, they're all the same company. So I'm assuming if it's going to be on ESPN, it's probably going to be on ABC as well. So, I mean, these apps, I don't like it either, but I think it's just the normal, man. If you look at it like this, people on the go, people don't have the attention spans to sit and watch a football game for 3 or 4 hours. So if I have it on my phone, if they have it on the app, that would eliminate some people from watching the game. So people watching on the go while sitting in the airport or at work like Jody. We're supposed to be working and watching the game. So that other thing, it is what it is. But I think if it's going to be on ESPN, it's probably going to be on ABC as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, I'm old school. I liked it on the regular channels and being where you can flick to the channel and watch the national anthem and all that stuff. I don't necessarily like it being solely on ESPN. If that's what they're going to do, I don't really like it. I was opposed to games going to ESPN. Remember they moved Monday night games to ESPN? I didn't like that. I mean, because, if you, like Donald said, if you don't have cable, and you just got basic TV, it forced you to buy cable or some type of stuff that people can't afford. So you made it where just to be entertained, you have to sometimes for some people live beyond their means just because you want to watch a football game. I think that's a bunch
but they don't care. But these businesses like the NFL, which is $1 billion industry, they don't care about the little people. They give two shits about the people that can't afford it because they know it's a shitload of people that will spend beyond their means to pay for their products, so they don't care.
Like, y'all a little older than me. Everybody ain't always had everything, whatever, right? My thing is, how much stuff mean more to you when you be like, that's all we had? How much a certain TV show you remember, like, hey, we ain't had no cables, we had to wait. Fox. I mean, we used to watch Fox 45 on Sunday night. You wasn't gonna miss The Simpsons. You wasn't gonna miss more. You wasn't gonna miss certain stuff because that's all you had access to, and it meant more to you. Certain foods you eat, it mean more to you because that's all we had, or whatever the case. But now, like Jody said, they force you to live beyond your means to even be entertained or whatever. It don't mean as much.
That's very true. King Mink said, the question for you all, can each of you tell me why in Sam Hell is wrong with Shannon Sharp going at fans over LeBron? I don't even want to do a LeBron. I'm sorry. So I can't do a LeBron segment today, man. We'll pick that up on Monday, King. He said ESPN got shaking my head. That means we got Brooks and Dunn to be the music halftime act. And he said, I don't have cable. That bill be he said that bill be too high. And he said, Jody, you ever think HBO Cinemax will get NFL games next?
I thought Mystical was doing a halftime show this year. It's not Mystical
in prison?
Yeah.
That nigga gonna be live and shit. But yeah, answer your question, King Mix. I do believe that there will be HBO and Cinemax is not gonna get it. They're gonna get in on this shit too. They not gonna keep letting the Cock and Sling TV and all these other apps. No, they're gonna jump in there too. I told you Super Bowl was on Tubi. I kid you not. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Eagle game.
Hey, is HBO even a channel anymore, or is it just HBO Max? Right?
I don't
Right.
even have it. So
No, I have the app on my TV, but I don't know if it's an actual channel anymore. I think it's just an app where you watch everything. Tell me if somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I haven't seen HBO since boxing was on it.
I watch HBO. I love their shows, their original shows. I like Sopranos, The Wire. So I go back and watch all those old episodes like they're new.
yeah, that's crazy. Hey, but once again, we're gonna change segments from the NFL.
Yes,
we're gonna go to college football. And once again, college football is brought to you by our sponsor, Michael Wright, attorney at law. He is sponsoring college football. He's sponsoring everything right now, y'all. So if y'all want to get y'all to send some sponsorship dollars, and we'll get you together too. But man, we're gonna talk about some college football in the preview show, man. And college football, we about 100 days away from an actual game. So we're looking at about 3 months. But you can never get too much college football, right? And Kathy said, "Can please? I have." He said, "Please, I have had it with LeBron. He just needs to retire already. I hate his ass." And then King Ming said he's just streaming now solo. But yeah, so college football, man. And I'm gonna go because you're a Texas fan, and we'll get to more in depth. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak on the Texas Longhorns because they should be a top 5 team coming into this year, just like last year, where they was the number 1 team in the country, and rightfully so, more this year than last year because you got a year under his belt and Arch Manning at the quarterback position. You go get Cam Coleman. The defense is still going to be stout. You got Colin Farrell, what's his name? The edge rusher.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of
his name right now. I call him Colin Farrell. But you know what I'm talking about. The edge rusher, he's going to probably be a top 10 pick in his draft. You're going to have a couple of top 10 picks. Cam Coleman could potentially be a top 10 pick in the draft, as well as Arch Manning. What do you think the Texas Longhorns ceiling is this year, man, with having the tough schedule, having to play against the Ohio State Buckeyes?
You know, us Longhorn fans, we're kind of like the college version of Cowboy fans. This is our year. Every year I say that. That's what Cowboy fans do. Y'all, this is our year, and I'm gonna say that right now. This is our year.
You said it last year and the year before.
You know what, nigga? I'm gonna say it until I finally get it right.
You've been saying it. Y'all, it ain't been y'all year for 20 years.
So I know we ain't won since Vince Young. I know all that shit. Blah blah blah. But we're gonna start the season off 2-0. We got Texas State in game 1 as a practice game, and then we got the Buckeyes in week 2 as another practice game. So we'll start 2-0 this season. I expect my Longhorns to have an outstanding season. I know I said this last year, but I was a year early. I was just Negro dominance just a year early. This year we're gonna get it right, and I expect us to have a great season. I'm standing on this. I don't give a shit. Y'all gonna clown me throughout the season when we lose the game. We probably will, but I'm gonna say we're gonna go undefeated. No one's gonna beat us. We're gonna run through the SEC. We're gonna get our revenge on Ohio State. We're gonna beat Georgia. They own us as well. We're gonna get them too, and we're gonna go to a championship game. We're gonna get it done this year.
You know what's funny is
What's that?
King Ming said this is Texas Longhorn year in baseball. Baseball, y'all probably.
I'll take that too.
Donald, you're a Buckeye fan. What's your expectation this season for the Ohio State Buckeyes?
They win a championship like every year. I mean, I just look at like with these payrolls being this high, that's what you gotta be gunning for, and it's realistic for us to win the Super Bowl. Of course, what I'm scared of is I gotta see how this defense look. Just because, not saying we didn't have underclassmen, but we lost studs. So still got to see how the defense look, but I mean, winning championship is the goal and the expectation.
Yeah, the expectation I got, because I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan too, is I want to see the progression of Julian Sands. If he's going to be able to be a guy that can go off script and not have to have the offensive coordinator Ryan Day script every play for him, and for him to be a Heisman Trophy finalist. He didn't look like a Heisman Trophy quarterback out there. And I think he was up there just because there was no other quarterback that played at that level. He's solid quarterback, but I want to see his progression from last year to this year. I want to see his growth. That's what I'm more.
What? You want to see his what?
His growth.
Oh, okay.
I want to see how long he gets.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I want to see how big.
Speak your truth, brother.
Hey, I want to see how big you can get in big games. But no, on some real, man, I want to see that progression. I want to see if Bo Jackson can capitalize off his year 1. Now he's going to be the odds-on focal point of the offense for the running game. He split time with the kid C.J. Donaldson. And then let's see what this offensive line, Ohio State, they got pushed around in the 2 biggest games of the year. They got pushed around. They got pushed around against the Indiana Hoosiers, and they got pushed around. We got a lot of feedback on this.
Yeah.
They got pushed around against the Miami Hurricanes, and they got pushed around against the Indiana Hoosiers. So I'm really going to see if they can revamp this offensive line more than what the defense is going to do. I think the defense is going to do its thing because we didn't know who Arvell Reese was last year. We act like Arvell Reese was a household name last year. He didn't become a household name until last season. So it's going to be another guy. There's a million. There's other Arvell Reese on Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee that.
Universities like Texas and Ohio State and the big schools, they have no problem getting talent. I mean, it's kind of like if you sell crack sells himself. I mean, these big schools, they get players. It's easy work for them.
Yeah. King Meek said, I have no fight.
Not that I ever sold crack. I'm just putting it out there.
King Meek said, I have no fight in college football talk with my Memphis Tigers. And then Kathy said, winning a national championship is an expectation for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But real quick, before I get over to the questions I got about college football, Donald, I've seen a lot of people talk about salaries in college football. And they're talking about, well, this team bought a championship. You hear it about Ohio State. You hear about Oregon. You hear about Texas. All these major, they buying championships. Isn't that what you're supposed to do now? That you can legally pay players? Don't all universities have alumni that can spend money on their players? So why is it all of a sudden now that people are making organizations or colleges feel bad for going and paying the top players in the country to come play for them?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
A lot of these people are fans of schools who've been buying championships. So now that everybody can do it and it's legally to do it, everybody caught up to the pack and you don't look as dominant. But my thing is, if you can spend money, what are you supposed to bargain shop and just spend enough to be halfway good? Why not go buy the championship?
Yeah. So what do you feel about that? You see, when Ohio State won the championship that year, they was like, oh, Ohio State had the most expensive roster when we won the championship. Now they're looking at Texas roster having a very expensive roster, Oregon and Oklahoma's of the world. What do you think about that? Now somebody already has a built-in excuse for any team that spends a lot of money. If they win, it's because they bought players. What do you think about that concept in those scenarios?
Well, the rule says we can do whatever we want to get players on our roster. They're not breaking any rules. So, I mean, it ain't my fault that these bigger schools got more money than the smaller schools. That's just the way of the world. So you want to call it buying. Anytime you pay someone to do a job and you're successful, I guess they could say you're buying it. So it is what it is.
I'm extremely disappointed because now you got a built-in fucking excuse. Oh, if Ohio State win, Texas win, any of the top Power 4 conference big dogs, if any of those schools win, they're going to automatically say, oh, well, they bought this championship. And it's a cop-out because I'm like, just because you got the highest roster payroll for a roster don't mean you got a championship. Because Oregon that had the highest paid roster for 3 years now. And they don't have a championship. And they barely winning games in the playoffs. If they won it, have they won any games in the playoffs yet?
They won last year.
They won one game in the playoffs because they beat Texas.
They beat Texas Tech, right?
Tech. So I'm like, I don't like it. I hate when people got fucking excuses when you still got to go out there and play the game of football. And like Donald made a great point. When Alabama was buying players under the table, wasn't nobody crying about that shit. When Oklahoma was buying players under the table back in the day, who the fuck wants to go playing Norman, Oklahoma? I'm just saying, no disrespect. That ain't a destination that you want. Who wants to play? Who wants to go and say, you know what, Donald, you get recruited, you're gonna go live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Nigga, what? That ain't no destination for us to want to go play in. So you gotta pay those players. Donald, you got an opportunity to go to USC, sunny California, even UCLA, sunny California, Miami Hurricanes, sunny Miami. Texas, great weather. Where are you go? You gonna say, okay, I'm gonna go to Alabama?
No, I already knew what it was. I'm telling you, I know what it is. Like the coach said, the whole assistant, he said, well, only thing NIL did, it didn't change nothing for us. We just clocked the money in the front door, we was walking in the back.
Yo, who going through the back door though?
Hold on, pause. That's what they was going.
Pause, man.
I want to use the timeout.
Can you throw a flag or something? Where's the gavel? Where Ray at?
Unnecessary roughness.
But yeah, so now that I got a couple questions before I get you guys out here, I got about another 15 minutes to go with you guys. So I want to ask this question. So now that you're an SEC guy, now you done changed your whole wardrobe from being a Big 12 to SEC guy. Who's your favorite in the SEC?
Honestly, I think it comes down to two teams in the conference. I think it comes down to the Longhorns. Of course, I'm going to say that. And the Georgia Bulldogs, because Georgia does have an outstanding football coach. They had a kind of a down year last year. They didn't play up the par, so I would say it's down to Texas and Georgia.
I'm going to say this I like to do my research. Since 2000, the Oklahoma Sooners have owned y'all. They're 10-17 against them.
Not of late, brother.
No, since 2000.
You're going back too far. Let's just go 3 years back. Nigga, let's just go through.
What time is it?
What time is it, so?
11:18, baby, and the Sooners still suck. I'm standing on that.
No doubt. Okay, Donald, who do you think are the favorites in the SEC?
Georgia Bulldogs. Until I see otherwise, I mean, Georgia Bulldogs, they like you said, they got a good coach. They're going to keep the talent. And I just think that, how sometimes they just got like a big brother edge. Like Texas is good, but they just got that edge on them right now. So it's going to take for Texas to actually beat them and knock that off. But I think Georgia Bulldogs right now.
Hey, King Mick said Jody going through the back door wants to see growth. Yo, pause, son. He said the Georgia Bulldogs need to be called the Speedsters because they all got so many damn speeding tickets. But I agree. I think the Georgia Bulldogs are the cream of the crop in the SEC. And so otherwise noted, they got a quarterback that was the 7th in the Heisman Trophy in Stockton. I know a lot of people, I'm the only person that believed in him on this show. He did get them to the playoffs. Texas, like I said, so Texas can beat them. And I just want Texas to beat them one time. Just one time. When Texas beat them, then I'll think that Texas is a threat. Alabama may not be the same team. But so what do you think about what LSU can possibly do now they got a new head coach down there?
Well, they got a celebrity coach. We all know that guy can coach football. He's getting a lot of recruits down there. LSU is going to be there, but I don't think they're ready to take over that mantle in the SEC yet. But I think they'll be legit. They'll beat a lot of good teams. They'll probably have 3 losses this year. That's still an upgrade from what they did last year.
Donald, what do you think about LSU? Lane Kiffin is getting a lot of transfers, and he did very good in transfer portal, and he also recruited extremely well. What do you think about the LSU Tigers' chances in the SEC?
That's right. They just offered a kid from Trotwood the other day, but I think he need a year or two. I just think a year or two because he'll be one thing. Like Saul said, one thing about him, he can coach some football. So I just think give him about a year or two, get his feet wet. But like with the transfer portal, it's possible to do something this year. But yeah. I would say a year or two, probably a year or two away.
I think they're gonna shock the world. LSU was already on the cusp even when they had Brian Kelly. People was getting, Brian Kelly didn't do. Brian Kelly only had 3 fucking losses, and they were all top 15 opponents. I'm like, come on, man. I think LSU, like Sol said, I think they go 9-3 and somehow find a way to try to get into the playoffs. So it ain't got. I don't think it got anything to do with Lane Kiffin. I don't care who's coaching LSU. LSU is always going to be one of them teams that you have to reckon with, no matter who's the head coach. I mean, they done burned through a lot of head coaches. They done had Orgeron. They done had Miles. What's the name? Miles. Was his last name Miles?
Yeah. I know.
Les Miles. They now they got Lane Kiffin. So it ain't like they haven't had a variety of head coaches in the last 10, 15 years. So, but nevertheless, man, I think LSU is going to be competitive. But last but not least, because there's other teams in there. Like I don't know if Vandy going to be the same team. If we're going to see Texas A&M, we don't know if Texas A&M is going to make a run again. I mean, there's a lot of good teams. But Donald, what do you think about Ole Miss? Ole Miss got a new head coach, but they still got probably the top quarterback in the country, and Chamberlain's coming back.
I think they'll be probably still 9 or 10 wins. They still got a solid roster. And a lot of guys stay, and they still end up getting some recruits. And I think the guy who can't he's off of Kiffin's staff, right?
Yeah.
So they probably won't lose too much of a step, but I still win about 9 or 10 games.
Okay. King Mink said LSU gonna be a little bit better, and then Kathy said LSU might be the sleeper. What do you think about Ole Miss now that they got a new head coach, but they got the same quarterback that basically almost led them to a national championship in Chamberlain?
Oh, they'll be legit. I mean, Chamberlain has more starts than most of the NFL starters. He's been around for quite some time now, so yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they made another run like they did last year. But we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. But they'll be a good team. It's a lot of good teams in the SEC.
No doubt. So let's move on. I'm gonna let Donald go first. Now we're talking about the Big Ten. The Big Ten. Big Ten got 18 fucking teams. Oh, that's crazy work. Donald, who you think is the favorite in the Big Ten?
Ohio State Buckeyes.
You saying that we got the national championship champions in that conference too?
Yeah, they don't got the same quarterback and player. And sometimes I'm not gonna say they're one trick pony, but sometimes some people if they do it twice, they'll make me a believer. Not saying I'm not a believer like they wasn't that good last year, but the turnover and now people are like, okay, they for real them. So I'm gonna go to Ohio State for sure.
I'm gonna say this, Donald. I got to keep it real, even though I'm an Ohio State fan. The Ohio State Buckeyes have not won the fucking Big Ten in like 6 years.
I mean, that don't mean they're not. They've probably been the favorite all 6. That don't mean they're still not the favorite this year.
Okay, that's respect, but they haven't won. We haven't actually won an outright Big Ten title in quite some time. So, who do you think is the favorite in the Big Ten?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go Ohio State. I would say Michigan, but I'm not sold on their quarterback yet. I don't know if how accurate he is throwing the football, but I'm gonna definitely go Ohio State to be leading that conference. I mean, even though you guys are gonna start 1-1, but that's nothing against you.
What the hell are you talking about? When the last time
who played the first game?
Huh?
Who played the first game?
Who do y'all play the first game? I don't know.
We played like Bowling Green or something.
Yeah.
Are we gonna lose the Bowling Green? We're not losing the second one. That's what I was.
Right. We're not.
All right, nigga. Keep that energy, nigga. Keep that.
They still 1-1, so we trying to lose the first game.
Keep that energy, nigga. We're gonna see.
We're not losing to Texas. We ain't been losing to Texas, but
No, what's gonna say? See, y'all you talking about built-in excuses, Joe. This is what you're gonna say when we beat y'all. You're gonna say by damn time, so I can't win.
Kathy said she got the Ohio State Buckeyes as the favorite. Kimmy said Ohio State Buckeyes will not lose any games this year in the Big Ten. I got to go with Ohio State Buckeyes, but yeah, I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think Ohio State is bringing back the same coach, same quarterback, same nucleus on the offense, and then they add in Chris Henry Jr. I'm telling you, Chris Henry Jr. is about to show America how good this guy is. His dad was a former NFL player for the Cincinnati Bengals, Chris Henry Sr. My boy Khalid Jones, that come on the show from time to time, coaching here. He was his first 2 years in high school. He was coached by Khalid Jones, who is now the head coach of the Middletown Middies. So big shout out to Khalid Jones for being a coach, a future pro on his team. Now, Donald, you said Ohio State with very much conviction, but you left out teams like Oregon. How good can Oregon be in this Big Ten?
They can be the usual Oregon team who go and then lose when it's time to lose. They probably win about 10 or 11 games.
You do know Oregon has won the Big Ten just 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I just still don't see them as like a favorite. I mean, they're good team. They just don't get over the hump. But I'm not saying they can't win it, but I wouldn't still put them as a favorite.
They got a very good quarterback in Dante Moore, returning starter. That's a really good sign for them to move forward. So, what do you think about Oregon, man? I know we talked about Ohio State, but what is Oregon ceiling? Can they actually win the Big Ten?
Well, Oregon's taking over the mantle of being the new Penn State in this conference. They're going to play. Donald said they're going to play well. They're going to win some big games here and there, but when the rubber hits the road, they ain't going to get it done. So they'll be good. They'll be competitive. They probably won't lose more than 2 games, but I don't think they're going to make any real hay. We know how they do when the big games show up. So I don't see them doing that. It's
crazy because a lot of people got Oregon as winning the Big Ten because they got so much talent coming back. McKinney, the cornerback, is probably the best cornerback in college football. So go ahead and mark that. And then they got Dante Moore, could potentially be the first or second quarterback off the board. So I like Oregon. Like I said, I like Oregon. We got a lot of feedback. What's that feedback? I like Oregon to play competitive, but I don't think they're going to be as surprise Ohio State or Indiana. Speaking of Indiana, Donald, what do you think the Indiana's opportunities of going back to back in the Big Ten and winning that?
I think they got a chance. I don't think they beat Ohio State this year. I don't think they beat Might drop 2 games, but now it all depends on. So is the brother the quarterback this year?
No,
No,
they got somebody else.
No, he went to Georgia Tech. They got the quarterback from TCU.
Okay, yeah, depends on the quarterback playing out. You know, see, now you can coach the football though, so they got a chance. But I wouldn't see them going back to back. Now, you know, people are all the way on notice now.
They don't have 26-year-old recruits over there either. So let's see if that is going to be different because their eligibility has finally wore off from COVID. So what do you think Indiana's possibility is going back to back Big Ten champions?
Like you just said, Jody, I think they're going to have less players with receding hairlines on their roster this year, so that they might actually hurt. But like Donald said, their head coach, he's created a football culture in Indiana. Whoever thought we'd be saying that? They won the championship last year, magical year. But I think that was just, like I said, just a magical year. I think they'll be competitive, but I don't see them winning the conference again this year.
So
yeah, I don't see them winning the conference again. I do think, like I said, they will be extremely competitive. It's amazing that if Indiana don't win another conference or championship again, we're going to still talk about this championship run they had last year as being a very magical and special run, winning 17 games, the most games ever won in one season because of the extra game. So I really think that big shout out to Indiana, but they won't do it. Like I said, they got to play Ohio State at some point again. They're going to have to play Oregon. But like I said, we got King Meeks talking about what about Nebraska cornstarch, and he said Indiana will lose 2 to 3 games maybe. Nebraska's going to be Nebraska, but
Nebraska cornstarch.
The question is, so is USC gonna ever get over the hump and get back to the USC we knew with Pete Carroll, Reggie Bush, and Matt Leinart?
No, those days are gone because not everybody is paying players, not just USC when they paid Reggie Bush all that money back in the day. And so, no, I don't think they'll ever get back to that. Just like Nebraska won't get back to what they used to be. I think some of these schools, they're still going to be competitive, but I just don't think they're never going to get over the hump again.
No doubt. Donald, what do you feel about USC? Do USC ever get back to the glory days of O.J. Simpson stabbing through the line? I mean,
the juice.
Cut. Hey, are we ever going to get back to O.J. Simpson cutting through the defense? Okay. All right.
Hey, nigga, you roll.
Are we ever going to get back to Marcus Allen, the days of Reggie Bush, the days of Matt Leinart, USC players, really Troy Polamalu, Brian Cushings? Are we going to go back to seeing Junior Seau's of the world, Donald?
I just don't see it. I don't think so. It's like they're not too many guys who are premier athletes are getting out of California now. And I think that's home base. I believe any program to be successful, a lot of times you got to lock in home base. And with them not locking it in, I just don't see it. And like Soul said, everybody's paying now. That leveled it out for a lot of people.
Hey, they said more like the corn masters. Watch out, Big Ten.
The corn starts.
King Meeks, I think USC coach job is on the line this year. I don't think so. I think they okay with Lincoln Riley because they think he's a genius. It don't matter. He's winning. He got guys winning Heisman trophies, but I don't think they had a really good recruiting class this year. But I just don't see them. I don't see a Reggie Bush caliber player. I don't see a Matt Leinart. I don't see a Keyshawn Johnson in these classes. So I think USC is a long way away from the recruiting classes that they had with Carson Palmer and, you know what I'm saying, guys like Willie McGinnis and
Not physical.
They got a lot of Mark Carrier at the safety, Dwayne Jarrett at the wide receivers, Mike Wilson,
Lindell White,
and he got Lindell White from Colorado. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that we probably won't see those days of USC and O.J. Simpson just cutting and knocking people dead.
Hey, didn't you brought up Marcus Allen? Did Marcus Allen knock off O.J.'s ex? That's we just put him over.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I think he did. I think Marcus was averaging 5 yards a carry on her back in the day. If I'm not mistaken.
He was giving her the long. Hey, hold on. So you said you said that Marcus Allen was giving her the longest yard.
Hey, you remember that reverse he did in the backfield against my Redskins back in the day? He did that with O.J.'s wife. That's what I heard.
So he gave her the longest yard.
He gave her the LD, baby.
Hey, Kathy said, look, California has what they call a jock tax.
Yes,
I would
I
leave
agree.
also. And then they said USC coach is one loss away from LinkedIn update.
Hey Jody, Donald, you see how crazy it is in California? Is that the WNBA players that they're offering them $1 million contract? They said no. Don't give me $1 million, give me $1 less, so I don't get that different tax bracket. That's actually
Yo,
happening. It's crazy.
I seen NBA player Jeff Teague said they tried to trade to the Lakers. He said, "Nah, send me to Indiana." He said,
Hell no.
the taxes we got to play out there. I'm cool.
Send me to Phoenix, somewhere where I can save some money.
Hey, but Soul on Sports, we got the Big 12. That's right here in your neighborhood. There's a lot of Texas teams, Baylor, Texas Tech, just to name a couple of them, TCU. What do you think the favorite? Now, this is a wide open conference. Who's the favorite in the Big 12?
I would say Texas Tech, Jody, my daughter's alma mater, but their quarterback is in gambling rehab right now. But they spent a lot of money to get that kid down there. If they can break him out of rehab and get him on the football field with the ankle monitor, whatever the fuck's going on with that guy, I would say he could probably get them, because I think this is going to be Deion's last year in Colorado. He's got too many health issues, so I don't see them getting over the hump. So I'm just going to go ahead and say Texas Tech.
Okay. Donald, who was your favorite in the Big 12?
Arizona State.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because Arizona State play ball, they should be coming along, and I believe Arizona State probably get it done.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with the Baylor Bears. I think the Baylor team was one of the teams was able to keep a lot of their players home. They didn't lose a lot of players in the transfer portal. The Big 12, like I said, there's a lot of question marks with a lot of teams. I would have went with Texas Tech if they would have had their quarterback, but I don't think he's ever going to play college football again. They said he's going to probably end up in the supplemental draft. So that's crazy. You can gamble and still go to the NFL. That's crazy work. Because I thought you couldn't gamble in the NFL either. Ask Calvin Ridley. Didn't he lose the whole year? But
rolling over in his grave.
I like Baylor. Oh, they said Kansas State Wildcats known for consistency under strong coach, and they often outperform expectation. Kathy said OJ's first wife was dating AC Collins' girlfriend. She said, forgive me for misspelling. So I like Baylor. Now, we talking about some teams. We talk about Colorado with this potentially is his last year being Deion Sanders. He has a lot of guys that left through he got a lot of guys when he first got there in the transfer portal, but then he lost a lot of guys in the transfer portal. He hasn't really recruited well. So what do you think is the expectations out there in Colorado this season?
Just get to a bowl game, Prime. Basically, that means win 6 games. I don't think they made one last year. They had a terrible season. So if he can get to a bowl game, did they go to a bowl game last year? I don't think they did.
Hell no, they was getting their ass whipped last year.
If he can win 6-7 games and get to one of the 1,000 bowl games we have in this country, I would say just get to a bowl game, and I think he'd be cool with that.
Donald, what do you think the expectations? Shador's is not walking through that door, nor is Travis Hunter walking through that door for the Colorado Buffaloes. What do you think the expectations are? Huh?
I said, I don't think it mattered that much when they did. They ain't really been good.
They was 9-4 when he was there, so that's better than what they're doing. What do you think the expectations are at Colorado now that the Deion buzz have died down?
If they win 5 games, I'll be proud of them.
Do you think Deion keeps his job with only 5 wins?
I think it's gonna be a mutual agreement. I'll quit and we want you gone, so it's gonna be cool. But if they win 5 games, I think that now I think it's his last year. But it's the thing about Colorado. They were sorry before he got there, so I don't know what you're expecting. Also, though, so
because it's Prime, that's why people were expecting.
Well, let's be frank. He got a lot of transfers to come over there. He got a lot of transfers. He was supposed to have recruited well. You know, he was supposed to get rid of all the quote-unquote bad apples. He's been there for, 3-4 seasons. And a lot of people said what Cignetti did in Indiana is what everybody thought Deion was going to do in Colorado. Because Indiana program was fucked up too when Cignetti took that over. So, and I think I want to say that Colorado was getting better players than what Indiana had got initially. So, I think that Colorado, this is going to be his last year. They're going to use health as a reason. He's going to probably step down mid-season. I don't think he finishes the season. I think he stepped down mid-season. I think they're going to start the season probably 2-4, 2-5, and he's going to say his health is out of control. Because when you're losing, you do have bad health. So I think that's going to be it for him, and that's okay. I think him going to Colorado was still successful because they only had one win when he got there. So I know he's going to have more than one win this year, but I just think them in the Big 12, they're not going to be competing in the Big 12 like that, man. So the Big 12 is probably the most wide open conference in America.
I think a lot, I mean, the streets are talking. I mean, we've talked about this on the show a few times, or a lot over the last couple of years. A lot of people saying that Coach Prime really can't coach that well. I know he's a great guy, a great recruiter, great motivator, but for some reason people think he's not that great of a football coach. I mean, no disrespect to the guy. He's one of my favorite NFL players ever, but a lot of people say he can't really coach. And Jody was one of the first ones I have heard say that.
King Mink said, win 6 games in Colorado, they should be happy. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I always said that Deion Sanders was smart enough to get other coordinators around him. Deion is a rah-rah guy. He's a guy that can get you motivated. He's a guy, he is a leader of men. He's a guy, especially a leader of black men. I think everybody understands his story. But when it get down, I'm still mad that you got a timeout left in your pocket. What the fuck are you keeping it for? And I think somebody needs to advise him. You can't use your persona as a head coach as you did as a player. Because if he used his persona as being Neon Deion, nobody threw to the side of the field. Even when he was in his older years, people still didn't pick on Deion when they probably should have when he got older, because he had that messed up toe, and people were still just scared to throw the ball on that side of the field. Well, you can't use your persona as a coach.
Do we still got it?
What's that?
The messed up toe.
Nah,
it's gone, bro.
I think it's gone. He ain't 10 toes down.
God damn, Donald, that's fucked up.
He ain't 10 toes down. King Ming said, so the Deion leave on his or then. I think he's going, like Donald said, I think it's gonna be a mutual agreement when they step down.
Yeah,
I think a lot of times when you're looking at Deion, he can't use his persona. His son is not there to cover up a lot of your deficiency, and Travis Hunter is not there to cover up a lot of your deficiencies, because those two guys, you talking about two guys that are in the NFL, that are two starters in the NFL, they are going to cover up for a lot of your mishaps or bad coaching at certain points because they were so good. And then their schedule wasn't all that tough. Let's be real. Because remember, their first year they was in the Pac-12, and then last year they were in the Big 12. So last 2 years they was in the Big 12. So nevertheless, man. But let's move on. And the last question I got is the ACC. So what is this called?
Air conditioning conference.
The air conditioner conference. Who is your favorite in the air conditioning conference this year?
Whew. I'm not sold on Clemson. I should stop hating on Clemson. I just don't like your coach. I'm gonna go the People's Champ team. I'm gonna go the Miami Hurricanes to finally win this conference. I think they'll get it done this year.
Okay, real quick. This is for Donald. King Ming said, "Do you think that Deion is coaching at another school, or he's gonna go back to TV?"
I think he's going back to. I watch their family a lot. I think he's just going to living in dad mode and just kicking it with the family. I think it's over. I don't think and his health declining. I don't think it's worth the stress of even going to do it again.
He got Carucci too. She taking care of him. I wouldn't mind with that motherfucker.
She rubbing them 6 toes for him, huh?
Yeah, she bought him a fake watch. She need to kick her to the curb. But go ahead.
That's crazy work. But Donald, who is your favorite in the air conditioning? I mean the ACC conference.
Miami. I think Miami's pretty good. They got a lot of athletes, and I think they honestly have. Hey man, you got Jeremiah Smith, but that boy down there, that receiver, he probably the best in the country. He dude cold. I feel like he's really that good.
I'm not so fast. I'm gonna go against the grain. I think the best team in this conference is finally gonna be back the team that was the best in the conference for many years, and that's the Clemson Tigers. I think Clemson is gonna get it right. Dabo said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get out of my stubborn ways." He's opened up the transfer portal. He has recruited guys. I mean, bitch complained. He spent some money because he knew that he wasn't gonna get it done without spending no money. He thought that he was just gonna be able to go on just recruiting players. You got lucky when you got Deshaun Watson. You got lucky when you got Trevor Lawrence. You need to get you a big-time quarterback, and you're going to have to spend money to get those big-time quarterbacks, because when Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence came, they were the top of their class at quarterbacks. You haven't won before or since those two quarterbacks. So I think that you need to go get you a quarterback, which I think they might do this year, and spend some money. I think Clemson finds a way to win 10 games and go 10-2 and win the ACC, the air conditioner conference. King Mink said he got the Hurricanes. So let's speak on some other teams in the conference. And Donald, the team that come up is the North Carolina Tar Heels. They were supposed to be so much better with the great Bill Belichick as the head coach. They had 0 players drafted. They had 0 players drafted, and you had a Hall of Fame, should have been first ballot Hall of Fame head coach. What do you think that North Carolina is going to do this year in the ACC?
Same thing they did last year. The coach don't matter that much. You got to get some athletes in there. You got to find out. Got to get some athletes. And then he's old, man. Like a lot of players don't. His style. A lot of players nowadays don't even listen to his style. Like a lot of. It's a different ball game nowadays. The players you're coaching and a lot of stuff. So even your knowledge don't so much get through to the players because they're not even interested in the way that you coach the game. Okay.
So what do you think about that? UNC, Bill Belichick, what do they do in the conference this year, second year under the tutelage of Bill Belichick?
Well, we'll see. I mean, who's going to lead first, him or Dion? And who's going to win more games, North Carolina or Colorado? I'm with Donald. I'm not sold on this experiment they got going on down there. Like I said last year, he's setting his son up for a head coaching job. I think they already have it in the contract. His son's going to be the head coach. So expect this probably to be Bill Belichick's last ride as a Tar Heels head coach. And his 25-year-old fiance, or whatever old she is, they can go have some freaky 50-year-old age different sex after season's over.
That's disgusting.
I know.
My thing with North Carolina, I have no expectation of them doing anything. I think that unless Tom Brady got another couple years of eligibility, this was not a good selection of him being the head coach of North Carolina. I wish he would have went back to the NFL team. I'm really disappointed in Bill Belichick for what he did. And you're at this organization, you're there, and you don't have a quarterback. You don't recruit well because nobody's, like Donald said, nobody listening to your old ass. They're going to be like, okay, is Tom Brady on this team? If he ain't on this team, well, what the fuck I want to play for? You got Lawyer Malloy and Ty Law on this team. You got Richard Seymour somewhere on this team. Like, come on, bro. Did you bring your offensive coordinators from the New England Patriots? No. So, no, they're not going to be any good this year. But King Ming said, who's the quarterback for Miami? The kid from Duke. They got the quarterback from Duke, Massillon. He was really good, so they got a good quarterback coming in for Miami. And then King Ming said Florida State better have a better year or else. Yeah, or else their coach should have been fired last year. He'll just get fired. But talking about some teams in the ACC, and one of the teams that was really good in the ACC, but they lost a lot of talent is Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They lost their quarterback in Haynes King. Do you think Georgia Tech is going to be any good this year?
Nah, because King was basically everything for him. Especially the offense they ran everything for him. So unless the guy is coming in doing the same things he done, I don't see him being any good. Back to regular old Georgia Tech.
I can feel that. So what do you think?
No, I don't expect them to be much. We're saying is watch them win fucking 12 games. But I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year unless they got some quarterback that we don't know about.
They do.
That's going to show improve, so I don't see it happening.
They do. They got Mendoza's brother down there. He's the starting quarterback.
Yeah. Mendoza's overrated. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
You said that out loud, too.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't expect a lot out of Georgia Tech. What I was impressed with Georgia Tech is that they changed that offense. Remember they used to run the wishbone, and they finally got to more conventional offense, putting the ball in the air against with the modern day forward pass for Georgia. What's up to my man Jamario Nelson in the building? Goff C-Dub. Great basketball player for C-Dub, man. He was a couple years younger than me, man. Little bruh doing his thing in Atlanta. Big-time Atlanta Falcon fan, Hawk fan, man. My man Jamario Nelson in the building representing Against the Grain Sports. Appreciate you, big dog. Last but not least, I'm going to ask this question, and this is the question of the elephant in the room. So what does Virginia Tech with the new head coach, your guy, James Franklin, see what he did with Penn State? He got a lot of recruits from Penn State to come down to Virginia Tech. What is the ceiling for the Virginia Tech Hokies this season?
Hey, man, old Kirk Franklin can get these Hokies back on track, man. I mean, there's not going to be any pressure on him. And the conference is kind of up for grabs, not as bad as the Big 12. So it wouldn't shock me if Kirk Franklin and the Virginia Tech Hokies put the fear of God in some of these teams in the conference, man. You don't have to deal with Ohio State. You don't have to deal with Michigan. He won't have to deal with Oregon, all those teams, those powerhouses in the other conference. So you never know. Maybe old Kirk Franklin can stomp his way to you like that. Yeah, you like that,
Hold on,
baby.
so are you saying
to a conference championship in the ACC? Who knows?
Are you saying V-Tech? Are you with me? Oh yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
Donald, what do you think about the new head coach and James Franklin down at Vodtech? They got a lot of guys from Penn State to come over. Some odd reason they got a lot of guys from Tennessee to come over too. Do they have a coordinator or somebody on their roster or coach from Tennessee? Because they got a lot of Tennessee players to come over to Vodtech.
That I don't know. They may.
Did y'all see how many players came over from Tennessee?
That I don't know. I know Tennessee got the guy from Ohio State, probably guys that he didn't want. So I don't know how that worked.
What do you think Vodtech gonna do this year?
I think they got like Todd said, a lot of the teams they used to losing to, those caliber teams are not over there. So the Ohio State to Michigan's. One thing about James Franklin, he beats the teams that's on his level he's supposed to beat.
And that's every team. That's every team in the ACC. So.
That's what I'm saying. So he probably win 9 or 10 games over there. And like you said, he got a lot of his talent from Penn State. So
I think Vodtech is going to be solid. I think Vodtech went anywhere from 8 to 9 games. They get a really, really good bowl game. I think that once again, like I said, the ACC, the air conditioner conference, as so eloquently put and labeled them as. I didn't say that, y'all. So send all the hate mail over to my man Jarrell.
You can blame People's Champ for that. He's the one talking shit, so I had to clown his conference a little bit.
And so you had to cool him down?
Yeah, cool him off, man. It's summertime. It's getting hot out there in these streets.
The air conditioner conference. That's crazy work. But hopefully we don't have a situation where they champion is not 7-5 to Duke Blue Devils. They got Virginia in this conference, Virginia Tech. We'll see. I think Clemson is going to be back at the king of the hill. I think Miami is still be in the mix. Florida State is going to fire their head coach. I don't know, man. Georgia Tech ain't going to be as good as they were last year. ACC is the ACC. Boston College, do they even win games? Where the fuck is Boston College like? They haven't won a game since they ain't won a game since they had Matty Ice up there, man. So.
The Flutie.
They have Flutie Flakes. All right, man. Great show, fellas, man. Very, very much fun. We're going to have some special guests on Monday. We're going to bring in our girl Tasha and Paul from the Extra Point, and they're going to come on here debating us because
they better not punk out.
They better not punk out because they know this is a debate show. I don't lose. I'm like Skip Bayless. I don't lose. I don't lose sports debates. I just don't, man. I just don't do it. But great show, man. So, man, as we get out of here, man, give me your final thought.
Final thought, man. When are we gonna start holding Mike Vrabel accountable for some of this shit that's going on? This is the TMZ portion of the show. Now he's messing with Dirty Diana. That's what I call it. I mean, the girl was 6-7 months pregnant, renting a boat with this guy. And not only is she cheating on her husband, she names her son Mike. So is that Mike Vrabel's son or is her husband's son? Bro. It might be time for Mike Vrabel to get fired. I'm sorry, man. It's too much drama going on. I think it might be time for that guy to kick rocks. Maybe the only thing saving him that they had a good season last year. They went to the Super Bowl. But, man, this drama, every single day, there's more shit coming out about this guy.
That's got to be a topic. I was going to bring it up, but I think that's a topic because the other Boston coach, Udoka, was fired, and he had a good season. Matter of fact, he had just came off of going to the finals the year before he got fired. So what's the difference? All the policies are pretty much the same, right? So I don't disagree. And also, Dirty Diana has other relationships with other coaches. So that's
giving that thing. She giving that. Like my grandmother said, she giving that thing out of both legs. That's my grandmother. Yeah, giving that thing away. But she said, my grandma said, "You a girl, you ain't gonna make them earn. You just gonna give it up."
Hey, what she said? Throw that. What's that song? Take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there. She don't know what she's doing. She just give that thing out.
Ain't even selling it, just giving it away.
Y'all crazy. Hey, Ashley, definitely appreciate you. Like bright, she always brighten up the show with her comments. She said we did a great show. Appreciate you coming through. King Mink said my final thought is prayers goes up to Brandon. Brandon Cook, Clark, and Jason Collins' family. They both passed away. NBA family lost a couple of great guys. better human beings. Jason Collins was a groundbreaking individual who came out, was the first openly gay NBA player. He set the tone. That right there, I think takes a lot of courage.
Yeah,
For him to do that, because it's probably guys that was homosexual in the locker rooms, but he actually was the first one to say, you know what, I'm gonna live my truth. And he's a trailblazer. He lost his life. And then Brandon Clark was a guy that was a guy of the people. They said he was very good in communities. Gonzaga grad, man. So our hearts and our thoughts and prayers do go out to those two families, and hopefully that they get the prayer and the comfort in their family as they go on to the next on to heaven. I'm gonna say heaven. King Ming said, great show. Donald, I need your final thought before we get out of here. Hold on. Don't do your final. I don't even have your thing up here. That's crazy. Pause.
Oh, wait.
Pause.
talking about seeing growth again. I hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Pause. Donald, give me your final thought.
My final thought, I'm always in the, just looking up random stuff and just, seeing things for what it is. So, looking at careers in the NBA. How far apart is Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic? Joel Embiid, they're both 5-time All-NBA. Joel Embiid, they both led the league in scoring. Joel Embiid's been an MVP. Luka Doncic has one finals appearance. But they're both never available for the most part when you need them to be. So I'm starting to think that their careers are, very, very, very similar. And I know it don't seem like because Embiid's out a lot, but as far as accomplishments and what they've done, just my final thought, just something to think about, that they've both really kind of been basically the same.
Only thing I will say is just 2 to 3 years ago, Luka Doncic took the Dallas Mavericks to the finals.
That's what I say. He's the finals appearance, but which one has the actual league MVP?
Yeah, but he ain't made it out of the second round, has he?
It's harder to be an MVP than to win the championship. I always remember that.
I don't even know which one. I'd rather get to the. I don't know. I like to win, so I don't give a damn about it.
And the thing is, Luka Doncic didn't win.
He did go though.
Oh, that's an accomplishment. I'm gonna keep that.
That's better than what trusting the process is, and plus he's been in the league longer than Luka Doncic as well.
They've done the same amount of things.
But he's been in the league like 5 or 6 more years than him, right?
Okay.
That's a lot. That's 5 seasons. That's a lot.
All right. What I'm saying, what they've done, he hasn't done more. Now, once he does more to him, it's like, okay, cool.
But they do have in common, they're both injury prone. I'll tell you that.
Neither one of them was reliable.
Okay. All right. Well, my final thought is going back to the NBA, and we got a game 7 between the Cavaliers and the Pistons. Give me the camera right here. James Harden, look, listen, man. You're a fantastic player. I know you hear it. You probably don't give a fuck who says anything about you. I know you don't care what media says about you because you're sitting on about $300 million plus. You a strip club legend. You know what I'm saying? You one of the top players in NBA history, definitely regular season. You got an MVP. But at what point in time are you going to protect the basketball in game 7s? This is not a pickup game at LA Fitness. You got to protect the basketball. Last night, you had 8 turnovers. Yeah, you had 23 points, but 8 turnovers. You cannot have as many assists as you have turnovers. You have the ball in your hand way too many times to not protect that basketball. So I'm going to look at you right now. This is a legacy game for you. You lose this game, there is no way you're going to get out of that hole of being a playoff game 7 misfit. Right now, you are like, if you had a top 5 worst game 7 appearance players from Superstar, you're probably up there with 1 or 2. I don't know anybody that plays worse game 7s. So let's see what you do tomorrow. I still feel like even if you play good, you got to win a championship for me. But I'm just a guy on Against the Grain Sports. But I want you to do it just because I want you to see how it feels to win a game 7 and play well. So my final thought is, James Harden, let's see if you can protect the basketball and give your team more opportunities to win and have a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio so y'all can beat the Detroit Pistons. My final thought. Like, shit. Stop turning the goddamn ball over. How you had 12 turnovers in one game?
Throwing to the other team.
That makes me feel like he was point shaving. Like seriously, like because I know you're not that bad. I know you're not that bad with the basketball.
He probably was ready. He probably was that Philly. He's already came out and kind of admitted he was ready to go.
But maybe he thought in the game 7 he's at the strip club and he's throwing out singles.
That boy, he
giving out turnovers like singles. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know.
But
he went to a camp with some kids after and said Daryl Morey is a liar. He was ready to get away from him ASAP.
We didn't talk about that. Daryl Morey got fired, and we didn't even get a chance to talk about that. But we'll talk about that on Monday. So we won't be back till Monday at 7:30. Get Sunday off. We back Monday at 7:30. We'll have some special guests. I don't know, Donald. You probably won't be here Monday.
No, they got me.
But you will be in the comments. I know you.
I will be there.
So no doubt, man. I'm Jody Coleman, the host of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. We're here with Jarrell Solon Sports Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. We got my nephew Donald, the voice of the youth, Coleman, in the building. He probably only gonna be here on Saturdays and Sundays, but we'll see as time progresses. But we want to give another major shout out to our sponsor, Michael Wright, attorney at law. If you got a problem, just call Mike. Y'all ain't see my commercial? Just call Mike. I was actually in the commercial, man. Yeah, I'm gonna sign autographs later. But yeah, you got a problem, personal injury, anything that's legal, legalities, call Mike 937-222-7477. I don't care anywhere in America. Give Michael Wright a call if you're having any legal troubles. And that's our sponsor. And that's our show for today. Big shout out to our guys in absence: Ray More Than Just a Barber, Lindsay, Michael the Peoples, Chad Perry, Jason the Hefty Lefty, Andrew mic'd up. And y'all know for sure we can't do nothing without Jay Kane, the chef, cooking it up in the kitchen. Donald, since you ain't gonna, I'm gonna let Donald do it. Donald, what we doing until Monday, man?
We working, baby.
See y'all. Peace.